Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Andrew Gillis. I am the sports editor for the Post. Alongside me we have Cameron Fields, our football writer. Our other football writer, Jordan Horrobin. We are standing on Peden Stadium's field where Ohio defeated Hampton tonight 59-0. It was one of the bigger blowouts in Peden Stadium history. Just a really great performance. So guys, what do you got? We'll start with Cam.
I mean, like I said in my story, this is probably the best game that they've played in the past year, even though it's against an FCS school. Yeah. I mean, the offense has shown noticeable improvement. Quentin Maxwell, he throws a touchdown to Poppy White to start the game off for the Bobcats on the second drive of the Bobcats. And then Nathan Rourke comes in. He comes in and he just balls out, rushes for 3 touchdowns, and
that's what he did.
He balled out.
Late, Andy. That's what he did. So
he balled out. I mean, he rushes for 3 touchdowns, and he shows his ability to evade the pocket very well. So, I mean, I think you could see the Bobcats using both Quentin Maxwell and Nathan Rourke in games. Like in certain situations, you could see them
and
using
moving
Rourke.
Forward.
Yeah.
So Jordan, what do you think? I know Jordan is going to have an article coming up on Nathan Rourke, so this would be the person to ask about it. Let's see what you got.
Well, yeah.
Now
if you want to read that,
that'd
be casual. But I think really it's important to know that with how Ohio just stomped all over Hampton tonight, there's not a whole lot that you can take from either quarterback's performance. Other than they didn't really do anything too wrong. I mean, Maxwell had the one deep ball that he went for into double coverage and just threw a little too far.
We're up there. We're like, oh, this might have been the lone mistake. And Solich goes into the press conference. He goes, it looked like Poppy White got bumped off his route, so it wasn't as bad of a throw as it looked. And that was really the only negative that you could think. Oh, Hampton's biggest play was 27 yards. Yeah. Nothing went right for Hampton tonight, and everything went right for Ohio.
Yeah, I don't think you can read into either quarterback's performance too much, but they've both proven, at least to this point after one game, that they can handle being in there. And the interesting thing will be if one of them actually starts to struggle a little bit.
I tried to do my best Lee Corso. I'm standing next to a Canadian guy who took French. It's fine.
He does.
I think that actually you could take a lot from Nathan Rourke's performance tonight. Because he mentioned that you only have he joked that he only had one move in his arsenal, and you saw it tonight. I think that dude can move. I think that
in terms of his running game,
he had 3 rushing touchdowns. I think that you're going to be able to use him moving forward in a situation where if Maxwell doesn't start that hot, or if Maxwell gets hurt, or even if you just want to change a pace. I think Quentin Maxwell, what we said, he runs almost a little bit like Colin Klein. Was that it that you were saying, or was that Nathan Rourke? Nathan Rourke
runs like Colin Klein.
I still think Rourke's a better runner though than Quentin Maxwell. I think that Rourke fits that option speed, that speed option, the read option. I think he fits that just a little bit better than Maxwell does.
Right, but Maxwell's proven that he can air it out a little bit more.
Exactly.
So all I was saying.
So you got the best of both worlds, honestly.
Yes, Hannah Montana. So. Really, to this point, I'm saying you can't read into anything because they've both done well at what they're good at. Maxwell was 7 of 9 for 100 yards. He had the one interception that was, you could argue, Poppy got bumped off his route. Rourke, 6 of 10, 72 yards. Obviously not as good throwing wise, but 6 carries, 50 yards, 3 scores. So you can argue that yes, they both have their individual skills that they did well with. And as of right now, it's meshing well.
So I think the big thing most people are going to realize, they're going to look at the scoreboard and they're going to say, oh my God, 59-0. Well, I think the 0 is just as important as the 59 because that defense was absolutely stout tonight. Hampton only had 108 yards of total offense. 68 of it was on the ground. Granted, they had a 21-yard snap that went over the punter's head, so that does count against them. So even if you want to give them those 21 yards, I mean, they just didn't move the ball. They had 2 series that ended up inside Ohio's 50-yard line. One of them was at the end of the game when Hampton was still playing their starters. Ohio was getting third-team guys looks, guys who hadn't played in college yet. They were getting them looks. Ohio was able to get all kinds of different personnel in. They just absolutely curb stomped the Pirates tonight. It really wasn't even close. Cam, you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the defense, they really did not have to do much tonight. They forced the Hampton Pirates to punt a lot. Hampton really didn't do too much. But what's really important to take from this game is that noticeable improvement from the offense. Cam Odom was saying that, we came out at the half. They were up 20-0 at half. Yeah. We wanted to put more points on the board. So, I mean, like I said in the Facebook Live, the game wasn't over by then, and they sealed it. So, I mean, the offense definitely has improved from last year. And I think this is something that you could see going forward for them.
And I think that's a good point. The offense really was kind of the thing that held them back a lot last year. They won 14-10 at Miami. And they were just like, that was, that's an example. And there were so many other games where if they could get one extra play, one extra drive, maybe this is the start of it. That's what you got to do.
I do want to make another point about the defense.
Say one last thing to add.
With this defense, I mean, you got to look at this group being incredibly well rested.
Yeah.
Coming into a short week against Purdue, they didn't get a lot of really intensive reps during fall camp because some of the coaches were saying they already sort of knew what they had with their first team defense, and then even tonight got them sort of off the field kind of early in the second half once the game was out of reach. So that group is going to be flying and ready to go, and they looked great tonight in the time they were on the field.
Well, and I think that sounded like a cannon or something. I don't even know anymore.
Weird thing.
I don't know. Peeting past midnight. I think that's going to be
after dark.
Peeting after dark. I think that's going to be the thing moving forward. You got the FCS game out of the way, and now you've got 11 more regular season games. Normally you were able to say, okay, well, they got to win in week 4, they got to win in week 3 when the FCS team comes to town. Now it's over. They got 2 Power 5 schools coming up after this, a short week at Purdue. Purdue looked mighty good from what we heard. We didn't watch the game, obviously. Purdue looked mighty good against Louisville, held them in check, held Lamar Jackson in check. So that's going to be a really interesting test for the Bobcats.
Drew Brees was at that game, by the way.
Apparently Drew Brees was at that game.
He tweeted about it.
So you're going to find out really how good this Ohio team is in 6 days. It's going to be an interesting test for these guys going up to West Lafayette. So that's all we have from us here at the Post at Peden Stadium.
Yep.
Ohio defeats Hampton 59-0. Thanks for watching, guys.
Let's do it again sometime.